Starting with this one. Hey, Bradley, I ordered your service competitive link analysis report and vetted, and I had received the report you delivered. Thank you so much for the thorough analysis. Can you please provide further details about the asterisk next to the URLs in the report? And what action would you advise in the event our client has a higher number of links than the average of the competitors? Thanks. Great question. Okay, so when I always talk about this on sales calls and such when I'm explaining the report, because part of my sales process is when somebody schedules a call with me, they are redirected to a competition analysis form that they fill out for one location. It doesn't matter which location, which project. It's just so that we can create a competitive link analysis report, and then we have some data to review on the sales call. And I can show them how we use a data-driven approach to determine what kind of links, what the topical categories are, the number, et cetera. And so we go through that entire process. Now, we always talk about, remember, Google doesn't rank websites. Google ranks web pages for search queries, not websites. So we always have to start analyzing the competition for a particular search query based on pages or URLs. However, a domain's authority, and I don't mean Moz domain authority, a domain's authority has a significant influence on a page's ability to rank. Do you understand? So we can't just focus in at page level metrics. We always have to zoom out and also analyze domain level metrics. We have to, because if you just focus on page level metrics, you're missing a big part of what it takes to rank, essentially. Because so I bring that up because for a lot of local search queries, if you analyze backlink profiles for the ranking URLs, you'll see that in many cases, there are few or no backlinks at all, which means, and that's generally you're going to generally see that on projects or businesses that have multiple locations. And so they have a website that has a lot of pages and has authority built throughout the site, but the particular ranking URL has no backlinks or very few. And in the case of the asterisk, it means there was no external backlinks pointing to that ranking URL. But if we just stopped there, then we would, we wouldn't be giving the whole picture. In other words, if we just did the competition analysis report at the page level alone, and which, by the way, the reports that we generate with the pie graphs and everything, that is just showing page level metrics. But through an analysis process, like we always recommend, taking those, and look, you know what, I want to demonstrate this, guys. I don't want to get too far into the weeds on this, but I think this will be valuable for everybody because I think you guys will learn a lot from this process. So give me 1 second while I pull up a document. The screen is, I just want to make sure my screen was not being shared. Lynchburg Tree Service. Just give me a second, guys. I want to pull this up. We'll just use this one as an example. No, that's not it. Try another one. Son of a bitch. Let's try this one. I got too many files with the same damn name. Okay, I got it. Let's go with this. Let me close some of the other ones down. Stand by. Okay, you guys should be seeing my screen now. Is that correct? Somebody confirm. Yep. Okay. I meant the Excel file. I knew you were seeing my screen. All right. So this is what I'm talking about. We start now. This is an old file for one of my tree service projects. And what I'm saying, let me zoom in on this a little bit more. So what I'm saying is the competition analysis reports that we generate, this is the keyword, the search query that we used for this analysis. Okay. So we always title the sheet with the search query used. Okay. So Lynchburg Tree Service was the keyword we searched in this case. Here's the top ranked competitors. Now we omit any kind of directory sites. So we try to, this is all done manually, by the way. Still haven't figured out a way to automate any of this. So we eliminate directory sites because directory sites play by a different set of rules. They are massive authority-based sites that literally directory sites, they have a different set of rules than typical local business type sites. So we eliminate those so that we're a like for like comparison. We're comparing apples to apples, not apples to oranges. Okay, does that make sense? And then what we do is we always do it at the page level because that's what Google ranks. Google does not rank sites, it ranks pages. So this particular query, these are the top ranked, or at least at the time that this report was generated, these are the top 5 ranked organic competitors that are like for like comparisons. Now at the page level, you can see there's 2 of them here that at the page level had 0 external backlinks. Okay, so when it has 0 external backlinks, if we plug a 0 in there, it breaks everything. So we put an asterisk there and put a one backlink in, and we mark it as a brand anchor, because typically the vast majority, 80% or greater of the sites or projects that I analyze have the average anchor text ratio of the top 5 ranked competitors is 40% or greater in brand/URL category. Okay. This is an example that falls right into what I typically see. So whenever we have a 0 external backlink, a URL that's ranking with 0 external backlinks, we still have to plug a number in for it in order for it to register here. So we plug one link in there and we mark it as a brand anchor, because that is what we see the vast majority of anchor text ratios in out of the top 5 average top 5 ranked competitors, the average of the top 5 ranked competitors. So hopefully that's clear. Now, that said, let me back up for one more minute. Let me pause the screen, get Majestic open, because I want to teach you guys something else about this. All right, so that's why I started to say, guys, if we were to just kind of stop at that, all right, here we go. If we were to just stop there and say at the page level metrics, okay, look, this is showing an average number of backlinks of 5 for the top 5 ranked competitors. This wouldn't be an accurate representation of what the true competition is, because that makes people look at, well, then you should be number 1 because you've got 25 links and your competitors only have 5. Well, remember, quantity means nothing anymore, guys, except I try to recommend not exceeding the average number of backlinks of your competitors. In some cases, that's already occurred and you can't do anything about it, which was the second part of her question, and I will get to that. But what I want to point out is, indeed, this project is ranking Lynchburg Tree Service. It's ranking organically number 1. I have never did anything really much with the Google Business Profile for this one. This was something that I used for training purposes 2 or 3 years ago, I think 3 years ago, and I've never done anything with it since, and it's still ranking number 1 today. So it's crazy. Organic. I didn't do anything with the Google Map stuff, but just wanted to kind of point out what I'm explaining here, guys, about why we do what we do with these reports the way that we do. However, like I said, you can't just stop at the referring page, or excuse me, the ranking URL or ranking page level. You have to go zoom out and look at analyze the domains and the backlink profiles to the domains themselves in order to get a true picture of what the competition is. So how do we do that? If you go to Majestic and you go to bulk backlinks, you can plug the URLs in there. And I always do this. I grab the target URL, so my money site or my asset or the client's whatever target asset. Then I copy the top 5 like this. And I'm going to go to Majestic and bulk backlinks and paste those in. Then I copy that whole thing to my clipboard. I'm going to click check backlinks count. And again, this is just showing me page level metrics. Then I'm going to open up another instance of bulk backlinks. Then I'm going to open up a tool that I use all the time. It's just a free URL trimmer. Okay, right here where I'm going to paste the URLs in, click trim URLs to root, trim URL, copy the root domains, come back here, paste them in, click check backlink counts. You guys think I've done this a couple of times? So here we go. Now we're looking at the backlinks at the root domain level. And by the way, I don't give a shit. I don't care. I don't give even one fuck about the number of backlinks. What I care about is referring domains. Do you understand? So the number of backlinks means nothing to me. What matters to me is the number of referring domains. And this is where I kind of look at here. Now, this is showing, for example, if we go back over here, this Bartlett, they're ranking with 8 external backlinks, but I bet you those 8 external backlinks are probably crappy links. But you can see if we go look, they've got 3,280 referring domains, because that's a big, large multi-state company. It might even be national. I know they go up and down the East Coast for sure. And so my point is, you can see that this is a very authoritative domain, and yet I'm still outranking them, right? Because, again, I have significantly fewer links built to my domain, but they're relevant. And there's also the georelevance and all the other stuff that I did through the SEO work that I did to that. I didn't do much on the map side of things, but I did on the organic side, and it's ranking. It's working. Does that make sense? So you can see I have 31 referring domains. Look at the other top ranked competitors. So that's why I said you got to pay attention, guys, to not only the page metrics, but the main metrics. because this is more of a true or accurate representation of what we have to compete with. The page level is just the starting point. You have to zoom out and understand and start. And again, I go through this with my link building prospects, at least, is if we go to open up like Monster Tree Service, again, that's a national company. So I know that for sure, because I know that they're also in like Kentucky and, Virginia and all that kind of stuff. But like, for example, we could use that one. It's fine. Because what I want to point out here is when you're doing a competitive link analysis and you go to the root domain level, this can be very discouraging. What does that mean? I got to build 850 more link or 820 more links from 820 more referring domains in order for me to be competitive? No, absolutely not. And this is eye-opening. Sometimes, I'm not kidding, guys, on sales calls, sometimes I hear audible gasps from the people, the prospect, when I show this to them. So like if we go to Monster Tree Service, root domain, and we go to backlinks, what I'm going to do here is we're looking at one backlink per referring domain, okay, because multiple links from the same source domain have diminishing value, okay? So this is using Majestic's own internal algorithm to determine what it thinks is the strongest link from a single referring domain, because sometimes there can be many, right? So I'm looking at whatever Majestic determines is the strongest link from a referring domain. Then I'm going to set a few filters here. I only want to look at do follow links. Why? Because no follow links they're still valuable for SEO. And if anybody tries to tell you no follow links aren't valuable for SEO, they're full of shit and they don't know what they're talking about. Okay. No follow links are absolutely critical to a healthy backlink profile. And they're effective, by the way, but they don't affect anchor text ratios. So therefore I can eliminate no follow links from the analysis. Okay. And so that's just dropped 200 referring domains right off the bat. Boom. Right. So now it's looking less competitive. All right. Well, let's go take a look at, we only want to look at live links, not deleted links. So it dropped another 20, 25, 30 domains. Right. So then, okay. So now we've got 620 referring domains that we should build. Right. No, here's why. Out of those 620, 542 of them have trust flow value 0. So there is a cumulative effect from that many trust flow value zeros. But on an individual link level, none of those links are significant enough to even spend any time analyzing them, right? They're unworthy of spending additional analysis time on them. So we can jump right into the links that have trust flow values and then start cherry picking or determining which out of those links that have trust flow values are actually providing some measurable relevance. Because as I mentioned at the top of this Hump Day Hangout, guys, there are 3 things that we should be doing to optimize for the semantic web. Forcing Google to recognize associations between entities, relevance, and corroboration, right? So if there's no relevance from these links or very little relevance, they're not really providing any value. I don't care what the trust flow metric is. It could be trust flow metric 60, and I don't give a shit. If it's not relevant, it's not providing an effect. Do you understand? So I can go right into here and like just for time's sake right now, I'm going to jump into the 21 to 40 trust flow range. And now what I do is just, again, my team and I do this manually. I have not figured out a way to automate this. This is a very manual process, but it's effective. And that is when I'm looking now at the links that have high enough trust flow that they should be quite effective as long as there's a relevance match. Do you understand? Then I go right here and I look at the backlink and I'm looking first at the topical category. Is it relevant to what it's linking to? Is there some sort of a logical relationship between that topical category and what it's linking to? And in this case, business, construction, and maintenance, this is one of the 3 primary topical trust flow categories that are relevant or fully appropriate for a tree service contractor. The other being business, agriculture, and forestry, and the third being home/gardening. So I can go through here and take a look and determine if there's topical relevance from the link. And if there's not topical relevance or only partial relevance, then the next thing I look for is I look at the backlink itself and determine, is there local or geographic relevance? Because like, for example, this one right here, this is a junk link. This is one of those web scraper links. This link is providing absolutely 0 value. It has a trust flow 23 and people, traditional SEOs think, oh, trust flow 23, that's probably a good link. No. Not for this business. It's not, because this is a web scraper site with a trust flow 23 and an irrelevant category, and there's no geographic relevance either. So this link is absolutely worthless. I don't give a shit about that trust flow value. It means nothing because there's no relevance matching. Do you understand? So you just go through here and just pick off each one of these. Again, out of these 8 referring domains that we're looking at here, we know that this one's relevant topically. There may be some, and I don't think there's any geographic relevance here because I know trees.com is a national site. This one, there's a little bit of relevance because it's in the business category, but it's not much. But there might be some geographic relevance here too. Does that make sense? So we just go through this and kind of like literally analyze those the referring domains that have any measurable trust flow to determine out of those which links are providing some sort of relevance. And then we put those into a list of links that we need to meet and exceed in order to be effective or competitive. Hopefully that's clear. Anyway, I know that was a little bit more of a tutorial than I typically give, but that was a really good question. So the other part of that question was, and what action would you advise in the event our client has a higher number of links than the average of the competitors? Thanks. Great question. Branded entity assets should already be linking to your client's money site. Tier 2 link building. That's precisely, guys, why I share this graphic often, but that is this one here. Tiered link building. If you already have more backlinks, higher number than the average of your competitors pointing directly to the money site, then I recommend taking your branded tier 1 assets or other, they don't have to be branded, but I think it's more effective if they're branded. So any kind of tier 1 links that are out there on the web, again, I recommend powering up branded assets first, but you can take any tier 1 links that you currently have, preferably with branded anchor text pointing to the money site. And then you build target and or topic anchors, so keyword anchors at tier 2 and or tier 3. If you need to, you can go out to tier 3. It's not always necessary. In fact, for a lot of local things, it's not really needed at all. You can usually accomplish everything with tier 2, 2 tiers of links is what I'm trying to say. But again, a brand anchor pointing to the money site, select a target asset that has a brand anchor pointing to the money site. And then you can build target and or topic links to that asset so that you're pushing keyword relevance through a branded anchor to your money site without adding additional links to your money site. Do you understand? It's about pushing more relevance and equity, link equity. And you can accomplish that with tiered link building. So anyway, really good question. I love those kind of questions.